The Chicago Bulls have now lost four in a row. And the worst part about this is they just lost to the Pistons, who is missing Duran, Stewart, and Cunningham. What is happening to the Chicago Bulls?
Get the lowdown on one of the most iconic basketball teams in the world. You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation.
What is going on, Bulls Nation? So it's been a rough stretch, and when you see the schedule, you totally understand that this is gonna be rough for the Bulls. And I said on my previous videos that if the Bulls kind of go 3 out of 5, that I would be happy, and they almost went there. However, I understand that injuries do happen, and we missed out on Giddey the past 2 games. But this game is a bit inexcusable because the Detroit Pistons have also does not have more of their players than the Chicago Bulls. So there is no reason that the Bulls would go down by 24 or 23 points against the Pistons. Don't get me wrong, they are playing great. But this particular game, they don't have their stars. The Bulls at least have Nikola Vucevic and Matas Buzelis, which we're going to talk about. That's why I do have his video reel in here. The sophomore slump, I believe, is hitting Matas. And if you look at his numbers, like tonight, it looks pretty good, right? But if you do watch the game, you see that his buckets doesn't have an impact. And that has been the case lately. You would want to see him step up because some of the stars are missing. Yes, he's getting his numbers, but tonight has been abysmal, especially tonight. He's like he can't dribble the ball for some reason. He's turning the ball over way too much. The defensive anchor that I thought he would take a leap, because last year he was pretty good at defending the rim, blocking shots, altering shots. It seems like he regressed on that part of the floor where we actually do need him. We all know that we don't have a rim protector. Nikola Vucevic is not that guy. But right now, Matas Buzelis, he could get hot on the 3-point area. He would drive every once in a while. That is if he doesn't dribble the ball in his leg. But what I'm really disappointed at is that he regressed on the defensive end. Rebounding, he's decent sometimes, but it's still not the rebounder that where you want him to be. But it is common to have a sophomore slump, not only in the NBA, but throughout sports. And maybe I hope he's just going through that. And I think he is, because the numbers, like I said, went up. Obviously, the scoring, the 3-point area, it has gone up with the minutes. But like I said, if we want to be a winning basketball team, we need him to be the defensive anchor, because he does have the size, the athleticism, and I believe the timing as well to be that guy. Just this year, it just doesn't feel that way. Now, we are missing some key players, and we know that the style that Billy Donovan plays requires precision guards. And I always thought we had some good guards. That's something that we do have a lot with Ayo and Trey Jones. The defense have taken a major step back in this losing streak. And maybe it's the level of competition as well. But again, this particular game highlights it a lot, where Paul Reed looks like Willis Reed tonight. He carved us up. And not only him, you can say that, hey, he's a big guy. He's not even that big. We should be able to contain Paul freaking Reed. That didn't happen. The physicality of Reed just overpowers the Bulls, which is embarrassing. Something that shouldn't happen at this level where the Bulls are playing at. Matas still has to grow his body, but Patrick Williams, for the love of God, have some resistance out there. You have the body of Reed as well. Fight back, Nikola Vucevic. This game, I thought that Jalen Smith should have played more. they never really had this big lumbering guy in the middle. And to some degree, well, not to some degree, I'll make an argument that Jalen Smith is our best shot blocker. That should have been Matas. But this year, it's been Jalen Smith. And you get this feeling, and it sucks, because the Bulls have been playing so well this season. And that got, the fans excited, including myself. You're hyped up. And sure, this is a higher competition, but that's the NBA. We might catch a break on Sunday, and we might go back on track because we're playing the Utah Jazz, who's not trying to win at all. And hopefully we get Giddey back. Kobe is getting closer and closer to returning, and I can't wait to get him. But this is the byproduct of retaining the same group. Like I said, the continuity, I made fun of that. Well, I made a video about AK. And I still think that they made some strides from last year. I think they're a better team now. The cohesion is better. The chemistry is better. But now we're banking on some young guys like Matas Buzelis. And for all accounts, Josh Giddey played well the last game, and we still lost. These losses were still competitive. Even though the effort was not here today, we tried to make a comeback. And you can look at that in a positive light, but it's hard to see that, especially for a game like this where they sat out most of their good players. But let me know in the comments down below, how do you think the Bulls are relegating back to the Bulls of last year? Well, this is a play-in team, or are we legit playoff team at this point? I would love to hear your thoughts. But as always, if you're a Bulls fan, please consider subscribing to this channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.